throwback tayo. Throwback sa formal requisites ng marriage. Kasi isa sa formal requisite ng marriage is the marriage license. Now, absent of a marriage license as a general rule would render the marriage invalid, void ab initio, due to formality defect. Absent any marriage license kasi you cannot validly contract a marriage because that is a formal requisite under the family code. Now, pag-uusapan natin dito yung exemption ng pagkuha ng marriage license sa local civil registrar ninyo para kayo ay maikasal. Now, we have the case of Abbas versus Abbas, GR number 183-896. Promulgate yan noong January 30, 2013. Ang istorya ng kaso na yan is that nag-file ng petition to nullify yung isang spouse na pinapa-nullify niya yung kanyang marriage kasi may formality defect. Walang marriage license noong sila ay ikasal. Although ang sabi naman ng isang spouse, meron. Actually, may binigay pa siyang marriage license number, and that was number 996-9967. 996-9967. Ang sabi naman ng asawa niya, hindi daw nagpunta sa local civil registrar yung asawa niya to secure a marriage license. And there is a certification by the local civil registrar that there is no marriage license issued in favor of these spouses when they contracted their marriage. So, ang nangyari doon is that na-nullify yung kanilang marriage. Because of the formal defects as to the marriage license as a formal requisites to contract a marriage.
Ma'am, bakulod or bakulod? Bakulod. Letter O?
So, since parang napaka-importante ng marriage license bago ka maikasal dito sa Pilipinas, ang tanong ba, kung ikaw ay magpapakasal, kailangan mo bang kumuha ng marriage license? Ang sagot dyan, oo. Pero may mga sitwasyon na hindi mo na kailangang mag-secure ng marriage license sa local civil registrar. Isa na dyan, doon sa Article 34 ng Family Code. Ang sinasabi kasi ng Article 34 ng Family Code na no license shall be necessary for the marriage of a man and a woman who have lived together as husband and wife for at least 5 years and without any legal impediment to marry each other. The contracting parties shall state the foregoing, yung fact na yon, sa isang affidavit before any person authorized to administer an oath. And of course, the solemnizing officer shall also state under oath that he ascertained the qualification of the contracting parties and found no legal impediment to marry each other. Yun yung isa. Kapag ganun, nagli-live-in na kayo for 5 years. Live-in meaning the cohabitation must be characterized by exclusivity and continuity. Yun nagsasama talaga kayo sa isang bubong. That is the live-in together, trial and error type of relationship. Kasi meron kaso si Ninyal versus Bayandog ay Bayadog. Ninyal versus Bayadog. O, yan yung kaso niya. That GR number of Ninyal versus Bayadog is 13378, promulgated on March 14, 2000. Dito, yung lalaki at yung babae magkasintahan na for 10 years. Every weekend or holidays, nagsasama sila sa condominium. So, noong 2018, nag-decide na silang magpakasal. Ang tanong dyan, kung required ba silang mag-secure ng marriage license. Kasi formal requisites eh. Pero kung i-apply mo naman yung exemption under Article 34 of the Family Code, required ba sila? So, sabi ng Korte Suprema, they are required to secure a marriage license. Di ba nga kasi Article 3 of the Family Code requires that a valid marriage license dapat ma-secure nila before they can contract a valid marriage. That is the marriage license. Exemption to the marriage license can be found in Articles 27, 28, 33, and 34. Yung Article 27 kasi, in case either or both of the contracting parties are at the point of death, the marriage may be solemnized without necessity of a marriage license and shall remain valid even if the ailing party subsequently survives. That is Article 27 of the Family Code. Article 28, if the residence of either party is so located that there is no means of transportation to enable such party to appear personally before the local civil registrar, the marriage may be solemnized without the necessity of a marriage license. Article 33. Marriage among Muslims or among members of the ethnical cultural community may be performed validly without the necessity of a marriage license, provided they are solemnized in accordance with their customs, rites, or practices. And of course, Article 34, that the contracting parties should have lived together or cohabited together as husband and wife for at least 5 years. Yun yung exemption. Yun yung exemption sa marriage license. So, since pwede nang magpakasal ang isang Pilipino sa foreigner or foreigner, hindi mo naman maiiwasan na maghihiwalay sila. Because as we all know, there is no forever. Now, magkakaroon na ng pagkakaiba as to the dissolution of marriage. Kasi in other countries, they have a divorce decree. So if the national law of the foreigner have a divorce decree, he can obtain a divorce decree dissolving the marriage. And that divorce decree can be recognized in Philippine courts. If you obtain a divorce decree in other country and you want your marriage certificate to be altered, that your marriage to a foreigner is already dissolved by a divorce decree, you need to file to the courts to recognize the foreign judgment of a divorce decree. Who can file a divorce decree? So the foreigner or the foreign spouse or the Filipino can file a divorce decree. Diyan yung pinag-awayan yung second paragraph ng Article 26 ng Family Code. Kasi sinasabi sa paragraph 2 ng Article 26, when a marriage between a Filipino citizen and a foreigner is validly celebrated and a divorce is thereafter validly obtained abroad by the alien spouse capacitating him to marry or to remarry, the Filipino spouse shall likewise have capacity to remarry under Philippine law. Yun yung paragraph 2 ng Article 26 ng Family Code. Kasi since wala kasing divorce decree sa Pilipinas, walang divorce, but the Philippine courts, in line of jurisprudence, they have recognized a divorce decree so long as it is in conformity with the national law of the foreigner. So regardless who file a divorce decree, if it is granted by the family court of the foreign country, it can be recognized. It can be recognized under our Philippine courts. Take for example the case of Maria Gaela Marinay, Maria Gaela Paz Marinay, and Minoru Fujiki. Minoru Fujiki, a Japanese national, and Maria Gaela Paz Marinay is a Filipina. They contracted a marriage on January 24, 2004. So, after their marriage in the Philippines, Minoru Fujiki promised Maria Marinay that she will bring Maria to Japan. However, matapobre, mapanghusga, at hate na hate siya nung mother ni Minoru Fujiki. Hate na hate niya si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay. So, hindi nakapunta ng Japan si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay because of Minoru Fujiki. Nakapunta siya ng Japan because she again contracted a marriage to another Japanese national, Shinichi Makaera. Okay, Shinichi Makaera and Maria Gaela Paz Marinay contracted a marriage, a subsequent marriage, on May 15, 2008. So dahil kasal na si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay kay Shinichi Makaera, nakapunta na si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay ng Japan. So if you can notice, there are two marriages. The first marriage is between Minoru Fujiki and Maria Gaela Paz Marinay, which celebrated on January 24, 2004. Yung second marriage ay yung marriage ni Shinichi Makaera and Maria Gaela Paz Marinay na na-celebrate naman noong May 15, 2008. Ngayon, nakapunta ngayon ng Japan si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay nang dahil sa kanyang second husband na si Shinichi Makaera. So while in Japan, nagtagpo ngayon tong yung kumalala nyo, yung first na pinakasalan niya na si Minoru Fujiki. So oppa si Minoru Fujiki, mas malayong gwapo siya kay Shinichi Makaera. So since to add, binubugbog ni Shinichi Makaera si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay sa Japan. So, mapapansin nyo, there is a mixed marriage between Maria Gaela Paz Marinay, Minoru Fujiki, and Shinichi Makaera. Mixed marriage in the sense na Japanese national yung dalawa, Pilipina naman si Maria. So nagpatulong itong si Maria Gaela Paz Marinay kay first husband niya na si Minoru Fujiki. Nagpatulong siya to obtain a divorce decree. Actually, Maria Gaela Paz Marinay filed the divorce decree through the help of Minoru Fujiki. Nag-grant yung divorce and a decree was issued. So, bumalik si Maria Gaela Paz bumalik si Minoru Fujiki ng Pilipinas. So, Minoru Fujiki filed a recognition of foreign judgment sa RTC. Pero ang RTC dininay ang action na final ni Minoru Fujiki, stating among others na wala daw siyang personality because annulment of marriages can only be filed by the husband or the wife. Since Minoru Fujiki is not the husband because there is a subsequent marriage between Shinichi Makaera and Maria Gaela Paz Marinay. So wala siyang standing. But then, sabi ng Supreme Court, yung final ni Minoru Fujiki is not per se a civil action but as a special proceeding under Rule 108 of the Rules of Court because it's special proceedings as we all know. It's a proceeding that changes a status or establishment of a fact. So since Minoru Fujiki is the first husband, it has something to do on his status as the first husband of Maria Gaela Paz Marinay. So, since there is a divorce decree obtained by Maria Gaela Paz Marinay in foreign court, so nirecognize ito ng Supreme Court. But then, ano ba yung kailangan gawin para ma-recognize ang foreign judgment? They need, kapag in-offer mo yung foreign judgment or decree in Philippine courts, you need to prove it as a fact. You need to prove the law of the foreign country. And how would you prove that? So sa ginawa nila Maria Gaela Paz Marinay, they translated the civil law of Japan and was sealed by the officers, certain officers of Japan, which the Philippine court honored it. So, nag-grant yung foreign judgment. Recognize ng Philippine courts yung foreign judgment. So, na-annotate sa marriage certificate ni Maria Gaela Paz Marinay yung divorce decree niya between Shinichi Makaera. So, declaring the marriage of Shinichi Makaera also bigamous because of the first marriage unto Minoru Fujiki. So yun, may yung effect ng divorce decree obtained abroad can be recognized in the Philippine courts. Question: sino-sino ang pwedeng mag-file ng divorce decree? Settled is the rule na a Filipino can also initiate a divorce decree in foreign soil if yung husband niya or yung wife niya is a foreigner. Kasi kung parehas kayong Filipino, balik tayo sa Article 15 of the Civil Code that your national law follows you wherever you are, although you are living abroad. Okay? Wala namang divorce ang iyong national law. So, hindi kayo pwedeng mag-divorce even though you are living abroad. So, kung parehas kayong Pinoy, na nag-asawa kayo dyan sa ibang bansa, tapos nagkasawaan kayo, huwag kayo magdi-divorce because although makaka-obtain kayo ng divorce decree abroad, hindi yan mare-recognize sa Pilipinas because you are both Filipino. Please take note that your one contracting party should be a foreigner. And if parehas kayong Pilipino na kinasal abroad and then nagpa-divorce, parehas pa rin kayong Pinoy. Tapos after na-obtain yung divorce decree, naging foreign national yung asawa mo. Hindi rin mare-recognize yun because when you obtain the divorce decree, you are still both Filipino. The same is true with dual citizenship. Pag dual citizen kayo, ibig sabihin, Philippine citizen pa rin kayo. So you cannot insist the recognition of a foreign judgment on divorce decree. That is the divorce. Foreign divorce. Wala pong divorce sa Pilipinas, but the effect of a divorce decree can be recognized in Philippine courts.